All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Narcolepsy Boy 94 here with the special guest, first time on the channel. Today, we're going to be doing a little pick between the two, a familiar game that we've done plenty of times on the podcast and other socials that I've had. So I'm going to let my guest introduce herself. Make sure you guys show her some love, check out her socials and follow her. And then we're also going to be doing a back and forth pick between the two. So she has a list of her own. I have a list of my own. So I don't know what she's cooked up. I usually am the one hosting the pick between the two. I don't usually engage much into this. So it's kind of like kind of new for me. It's kind of new for me. I'm excited.
Hey guys, my name is Tiana Escobar. You can find me on TikTok and as well as Instagram and YouTube. And you said you'll have that all linked in the bio anyway, but under Tiana_Escobar on TikTok, and then on Instagram it's Tiana Escobar__.
What made you, before we start, what made you get into content? Is this something new for you, or just people you've been following?
Man, it happened by accident. I made a video cracking on Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio back when they first started hating each other.
Okay.
And somebody told me to post it on TikTok, and I was like, okay. And I posted it, and it went like a little viral. And then people started asking me all my wrestling opinions, and they're like, can you go live next week or something? And I was like, sure. And I just started doing it. I've been watching wrestling my whole life with my dad though, so.
Okay, so as the rules as always, to explain the pick between the two, basically it's pretty simple. We are going to name two wrestlers. This is just strictly WWE as well. We're going to name two WWE superstars, and we're going to pick which superstar we think is better between the two, not who our personal favorite is. No bias. We're going to pick who we legitimately believe is better between the two individuals.
The first two people I'm giving you for a matchup is Dolph Ziggler or The Miz.
That's a random one right there. Okay.
I know. I was trying to catch you a little bit off guard too.
That's
It's a
actually
hard one.
that's pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean, The Miz has had a better career for sure, but
Mm-hmm.
Dolph, man, I think he's better in ring for sure.
Agreed.
Storytelling, I mean, Miz is I'm gonna say Miz. I'm gonna say Miz. Miz, I feel like, can make anything work. He can be handed like the worst thing possible and somehow manage to still make it good on his end.
Yep.
He's done tons of stuff with celebrities they've brought in, like Bad Bunny, Logan Paul, and make them look good. He
Mm-hmm.
plays his role very well. He was also one of the people that helped elevate the Intercontinental title at one point when it was like dead in the water. So
Absolutely.
Miz is somebody who I feel like his legacy is really underappreciated, but he knows his role. He knows his spot, and he knows exactly how to execute things perfectly. So I'm gonna say The Miz on that one. Okay, so this one, well, it might be tough depending on your criteria. I don't know, but
Okay.
first I'm gonna give you John Cena or Triple H.
Wow. Okay. All right. I feel like I'm gonna say something a little controversial.
Basically, who do you, when you're looking at when you're looking at like your top 10, who would you, like, if you had to look at it, okay, who would you put above the other? Like, if I'm ranking them, I might have to put him above that person.
On bias and because of growing up in like the ruthless aggression era, I want to say John. Like I want to put John above Triple
It's not
H.
crazy. That's not crazy.
But when I'm really sitting down, if I'm really dissecting it, if I'm not being biased, damn, you started me off with a hard one. You know what? I'm gonna say John Cena.
Okay.
But I feel conflicted on that.
Who we got next? Who we got next? I'm curious.
I got AJ Lee or Nikki Bella.
AJ Lee, easily, for sure.
You know what? I like you because that's the right answer.
Nikki Bella, I will say, I feel like gets underappreciated. I do think she was very impactful for the era that she was in. I mean, I know like the Total Divas, Total Bella stuff helped propel it, but she was pretty popular, during her time frame. But I feel like AJ clears in promos, her in-ring work.
Oh, yeah.
She never really got to, I feel like, excel because she left right before the women's revolution really took off. So we never really knew like what she could really do in this modern era.
Right.
But in the Divas era, I would say AJ Lee ranks over Nikki Bella for me personally. Randy Orton or Seth Rollins?
Seth Rollins. I'm gonna go Seth Rollins.
That's probably gonna be a hot take for a lot of people.
It's gonna be a hot take, I know.
So you feel like Seth? You said he's a better promo. In ring, I think Seth is better.
Yeah.
Storytelling, you feel like story-wise, Seth has had better stories that peaked higher?
I mean, I can't necessarily, they go toe to toe. Because when you think of Randy Orton too, you think of Triple H, Batista, Ric Flair. Like, I can't necessarily, That's hard. That one's hard for me to
So it's like
answer.
even enough
That's
for you.
kind of even. Yeah. I'd say
Many
it's
believe
even as far as the
Seth
storytelling.
checks off more boxes than Seth. I mean, Seth
Yeah.
checks off more boxes than Randy at the end of the day.
Yeah. It's not the same pair, but Randy Orton or Daniel Bryan.
If we're talking WWE wise, this is strictly just WWE.
Yeah.
Randy has definitely had a better career. Daniel Bryan is by far better in ring.
Mhm.
Maybe even a better promo, honestly. I mean, his promo skills are pretty great, but I feel like Randy's impact is what Randy's presence, I feel like, is more felt than Daniel Bryan's. We're talking about aura. I think his aura is way bigger than Daniel Bryan's as well. Story-wise, the Yes Movement story, one of the greatest underdog stories I think I've ever seen for any superstar leading into a WrestleMania. But Randy is just, I feel like, when you're comparing the two, and we're talking just strictly in the WWE, like who's had a better WWE career between the two, talent-wise, I would say Daniel Bryan. But comparing the two careers, I had to say Randy Orton for that one. Roman Reigns or The Rock?
Oh shit. I'm gonna say Roman Reigns, and I know that's controversial, but if I'm thinking about longevity, and I'm thinking of like when we think about The Rock, he was full time for what, 7 years, 6 years?
So
as far as as far as being like a full time in ring competitor. I mean, shit, at this point, look at all the fucking records that fucking Roman beat. I'm gonna go Roman. I think The Rock got it more, maybe promos. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe a little, because The Rock steps in, he talks his shit. But I'm gonna go Roman. Becky Lynch or Charlotte Flair?
Becky Lynch. Is she the GOAT? Becky Lynch is the GOAT to me.
Ooh, okay.
I'm not putting anybody over Becky Lynch. If Becky Lynch versus anybody else, Becky Lynch is gonna be the answer every time. I feel like she's the GOAT. She to me is for women's wrestling. She's
women's wrestling.
Becky Lynch is the perfect definition of somebody that can do everything. She's a good heel. She's a good baby face. She can work with anybody. I've seen her have good matches with Tiffany Stratton, Lyra, Nia Jax, Rhea Ripley, Trish Stratus, all four members of other three members of the Four Horsewomen. Right. Bianca Belair. Like, she's had good matches with all the top stars you could think of. Good storylines. She helped elevate championships. She helps elevate other talent, in the process while elevating herself. Becky Lynch can do everything at the high level. And she's somebody who doesn't really have the flashiest, moveset in the ring, but she can work with anybody you put her in the ring with. I've seen her have matches, literally good matches with every top star you could think of that you could possibly, point out and put her in the ring with. So Becky Lynch is the GOAT to me.
Okay.
Not to mention, we talk about impact. She's the only woman in WWE history to say that she was the face of the company at one point. She was the face of WWE at one point. She was the biggest star they had in the company for a year. You know what I mean? So that was, 2019 wasn't a great year for WWE.
Right.
But she was bigger than Roman. She was bigger than Seth. She was bigger than Charlotte. She was bigger than every superstar you could think of in the company. She was the number one biggest star in the company for a year. Cody Rhodes or Gunther?
Oh, Cody Rhodes.
Rhodes. Easy answer there, huh?
That was an easy answer for me. You know what it is? I can say that I enjoy Gunther's in-ring capability. I don't think he's bad at promos at all, but there's a connection that Cody has with the audience that I don't know if Gunther will ever touch. Cody Rhodes, he's a great storyteller. I think he's a better storyteller than Gunther. And I think that you can see Cody in different stories work with multiple people, where when I look at Gunther and I look at all the rivalries that he's been in, I've always seen the same character in a sense. Not that it's a bad thing. Not that not that Gunther's bad, but it's Gunther, where you see Cody and that's a whole different level. Dominic Mysterio or Rey Mysterio?
Oh gosh. Oh man, if I wanted to be biased, I gotta say Dom.
Right.
This man going from Rhea to Liv, possibly to Roxanne Perez now. This man got an Elite 3, bro. I don't know if I've ever seen a run like this, man. This guy might need a statue built in front of the headquarters, man. Realistically though, right now it's still Rey Mysterio. Dom hasn't reached that legendary stats that Rey's currently at right now. Rey's probably the greatest luchador in Lucha Libre history. For Hispanic culture and stuff like that. When you think of if you tell anybody to name a masked wrestler, Rey Mysterio is going to be the first answer.
They're gonna say Rey. I will say Dom has the best character development I've ever seen in my life. I feel like
He's up
Dom's
there.
character
He's top five.
development, when he first was like babyface with Rey, I was like, this is cute, this is nice,
He had no
whatever.
aura. Zero
No,
aura.
it was bad. It was bad. You're like, okay, like as far as it being a father and son duo, that's great, but like this isn't giving anything. And then even when he first turned heel, I was like, get this motherfucker off my screen. And then now I can't get enough of him.
All right, first women's matchup I got for you.
Okay.
Charlotte Flair or Bianca Belair?
Ooh, I think Bianca's there. I love Bianca Belair, but I'm gonna say Charlotte.
You think Bianca can pass her up?
I think so. I think they're kind of even. I don't know. I love Charlotte Flair. I do. I don't fully understand all the Charlotte hate. I mean, sometimes I get what people say, but I don't fully get all the Charlotte hate. But Bianca Belair is definitely up there. She could go Rhea or Bianca Belair.
It's Bianca.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Rhea fan. Yeah. And I do like Bianca, but Rhea's probably cracking like my top 5 favorites of all time for women's wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
But Bianca is the answer right now. She's just done more when it comes to better matches. You know, I feel like Bianca also has something that Rhea lacks right now, which really isn't her fault due to booking, but Rhea doesn't really have a world championship run that really stands out. Like all the runs that she's had are pretty mid or pretty bad. Bianca has that. You know what I mean? Yeah, mm-hmm. Bianca has that. So Bianca's also proved that she can evolve better in storylines too, which I think Rhea needs to develop, you know, more with the character aspect as far as getting better stories, which is not necessarily all the way her fault too, but
yeah,
I feel like Bianca Belair ranks higher than Rhea right now for sure. So my next one does involve Rhea, so we're gonna stick on the Rhea topic.
Okay.
Rhea Ripley or Becky Lynch?
Oh, my biased answer I'd say Rhea Ripley. I love Rhea Ripley. But my non-biased answer, I'm gonna go Becky Lynch. And honestly, I feel like we talk so much about Becky Lynch, you kind of hit all the points on the head. Like, Becky Lynch is, when you think about her original NXT days coming out to this, that's another character development. That's something. And I love how real she's always been about having to find herself when it came into wrestling, like not knowing where she fit in. And so I'll say Becky Lynch. Shawn Michaels or Triple H?
Shawn Michaels.
Easy. Okay. Oh, that was easy for you.
No disrespect to Triple H, he ain't never been better than Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels is pushing like top 5 Mount Rushmore conversations.
Yes.
I don't necessarily have Triple H in that type of category. He's great, but Shawn Michaels better in ring, better storyteller, better promo. The only thing Triple H I think is a better heel. Better heel for sure.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Even Shawn Michaels is a really good heel at his peak.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at the everything, I mean, look at Shawn Michaels' second run, you know, of his career during the Ruthless Aggression era.
Yeah.
It's Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
Bayley or Sasha Banks?
Sasha Banks.
Oh, easy sweep right there.
That was an easy sweep. You know what it is? And I really hope Bayley... I love Bayley as a heel. I'll say that. When she came back originally with Damage Control, I feel like they were really doing great things. But they fumbled it. They fumbled it so bad. Like, I feel like every time Bayley gets somewhere, they pull her back from it. So it's not even fully blame on Bayley herself. Definitely like more of a booking thing. But I gotta go Sasha Banks. She was it. At one point, it was like her and Charlotte just at the top of the women's division.
Bayley's my all-time favorite women's wrestler, so I always felt like, man, they don't appreciate her the way that I feel like she should be appreciated. Like, they always pull the curtain back on her for certain stories or certain pushes, even when she's the champion. They don't really push her up further to get through that glass ceiling where she could really reach, I feel personally. So,
no, I agree. Now, did you like her better as a heel or the hugger?
The hugger.
You like the hugger?
I wasn't really into the hugger gimmick. Heel gimmick was great, but I fell in love with Bayley during the NXT era when she was the hugger and stuff. Like, it's really hard to be a babyface like that, the way she is, and be super cheesy and corny and still be as popular and get the fans behind you the way she was able to do it. So
yeah,
the hugger was definitely my favorite Bayley gimmick.
Well, it's funny because you mentioned Sasha. That's also next on my list for you. So Sasha or Alexa Bliss?
Sasha.
Mm,
Alexa Bliss. It's weird with Alexa Bliss. She was somebody who was like not really relevant in NXT, and she came up to the main roster and became a bigger star.
yeah.
That 2016, 2018 era for Alexa Bliss, she was really popular, especially like 2017. Her popularity was like really high, but yeah, ever since then, I don't know. Her booking's been different. I love the stuff she did with The Fiend during the pandemic. Her
yeah.
and Randy Orton. I was really into that storyline. But man, in-ring wise, Sasha Banks for sure. Promo wise, you could kind of go neck and neck. I would actually say Alexa Bliss on the mic. I think
I
Alexa
got
is
Alexa on the mic.
the
Yeah.
mic. But storytelling wise, actually, hold up now. That might be.
I was just gonna say, when you really think about them,
And
and they
WWE,
hated each other.
I might change my answer when I'm thinking about it, because Alexa Bliss is definitely a better storyteller now that I think about it. She's also one of the few women that have storylines outside of the title picture too, and do other things.
Yeah.
Impact though, I see Sasha. I feel like got the impact.
When you talk, yeah, well, because
She got the
she's one of the
legacy.
4 horsewomen.
She's somebody I feel like wasn't also appreciated enough too. Like the run she's having right now. If she was having that in WWE, oh man, she'd
They
be
go crazy.
Yeah, she'd be pushing like GO conversations.
Mhm.
I'm gonna still say Sasha Banks though. Tiffany
Okay.
Stratton or Roxanne Perez?
Ooh. I'm gonna say. Wait, no, can't be biased. No, I'm gonna go Roxanne Perez. I am gonna go Roxanne Perez because you know what? Yes, Tiffy is our champion. I love Tiffany Stratton. But there were especially some things within that WrestleMania match that she had between Charlotte Flair that let me know like there's still some things we need to work on. I feel like I don't know. There was some I seen some audibles being called during that match. That I was like, all right, I don't know if it's nerves. I don't know if you're waiting for your spots. I don't know if timing's off. But when it comes to Roxanne Perez, like her, whether she's a babyface, whether she's heel, I enjoy her, and I think she's also one of those talents that you can place with anybody, and she's gonna make it work. Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn?
That was one of the ones I actually had written down that I changed.
Yeah.
I had that one written down, but I changed it for a different one. This one is very close. I gotta say Kevin Owens though.
I had a feeling.
It's very, very close. In ring could be back and forth. Promos, it could be back and forth. Storytelling, it could be back and forth, you know, but I get the edge to Kevin Owens a little bit because I do feel like he's just a little better than Sami Zayn. Not by much though. I'm talking like this,
like a smidge.
that much. Jey Uso or LA Knight?
Oh, Jey Uso.
Mm.
I'm gonna go Jey Uso. As far as like impact goes, I mean, shit. I was just saying to my dad yesterday while we were watching fucking Monday Night Raw. When he was coming out, everybody is in something yeet. That man changed the whole word. That yeet didn't mean what it means now. You used to yeet something across the room, not yeet at a WWE event. So I think impact wise, I think LA Knight's definitely better on the mic though. Jimmy is the mouthpiece of the Usos. Jay still got a lot to work on when it comes to promos. He definitely relies a lot on the crowd's reaction. But I think overall I would go Jay. When you think impact, you think star power. I think LA Knight was on that rise, but they took too long and they kind of pulled him back when the crowd was right on his side. And so they did him a little bit dirty. Mickie James or Melina?
Oh, Mickie James.
Yeah.
Melina was cool, but she was never as good as Mickie James was. Mickie James, way better storyteller, way better in the ring, better on the mic. Yeah, Mickie James for sure. Melina was somebody who maybe was also maybe a little underrated for some people. I feel like
I think so.
She was somebody who proved herself to be actually pretty decent in the ring during that era, but yeah, Mickie James still has one of the greatest women's storylines of all time with Trish Stratus in WWE history. That was during the Diva era too. So yeah. I gotta say Mickie James. AJ Styles or Jeff Hardy?
Oh, if you asked little Tiana, she'd have been like Jeff Hardy. I feel like you're asking older Tiana. She wants to stay AJ Styles so bad, but I'm gonna go AJ Styles. I feel conflicted on that one too, but as far as consistency as far as in-ring but they're so good both in-ring capabilities. I'm gonna lock in AJ Styles though. It feels wrong to say that, but so I'm gonna change my last one for you, and I'm gonna
Okay.
ask Batista or Edge.
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 Edge is top 10 all time
Yeah,
for me.
yeah.
Batista was great. I feel like he's an underrated legend, but when you look at everything, he's not better in ring. He's not better at promos. He's not a better storyteller. He's not a better heel.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
Do you
don't-
have the rated R spinner?
I don't have the rated R spinner. I don't have that
No.
one. But Batista's great, but there's nothing that he does better than Edge to me. Let me throw out a harder one. I'll throw out a more difficult one, maybe.
Okay.
Stone Cold Steve Austin or The Undertaker.
Ooh, that's hard. I plead the fifth. No.
Right, gotta pick one.
Damn, is it bad that I'm over here like they really fucked with Taker when they let him lose his streak? Like I don't think Taker should have ever lost his streak. I'm gonna go Undertaker.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Undertaker.
Let's run through it again, but this time let's pick our favorites though. So this would just be
Okay.
who we like more. Not who we think is better, but who we like more. So I'll read mine first, and then you read yours. So the first one I had was John Cena or Triple H.
John Cena.
Randy Orton or Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins.
Roman Reigns or The Rock.
Roman Reigns.
Cody Rhodes or Gunther.
Oh, Cody.
Charlotte Flair or Bianca Belair.
Who do I like better? I love them both. Damn. I'm gonna say Bianca.
Becky or Rhea.
Rhea.
Bayley or Sasha.
Sasha.
Tiffany or Roxanne.
Roxanne.
Jey Uso or LA Knight.
Jey Uso.
AJ Styles or Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy.
And then the bonus one, Stone Cold or The Undertaker.
I'm gonna go Undertaker. So Dolph or Miz?
Dolph Ziggler.
AJ Lee or Nikki Bella?
AJ Lee.
Randy or Daniel Bryan?
Randy.
Becky or Charlotte?
Well, Becky.
Yeah. Dominic or Ray?
Dom.
Rhea or Bianca?
Rhea.
Shawn Michaels or Triple H?
Triple H.
Sasha or Alexa?
Sasha.
Kevin or Sammy?
Kevin.
Mickey James or Melina?
Mickey James.
Batista or Edge?
Batista.
Yeah, okay. I agree.
I have to ask, since your last name is Escobar, are you related to Santos, or is there any connection there?
I get asked that all the time. People say, "Are you related to Santos?"
Escobar is your real last name, right?
It is. It is. I thought you were gonna ask me if I was related to Pablo, so I appreciate that.
Not him. Not him.
But Santos, no, not his wife, not his sister, not his cousin, none of that. And I love Santos.
Not in the Escobar family. Not
in that Escobar family.
Not that side of the family, at least.
Yeah.
I just want to ask. I had to ask. Didn't know if there's any relation there. You never know.